Love may have abandoned us for a time, but when it's ready, we invite love back with open arms. Dating in 2023 sucks. No one is loyal. All men are trash, and they should all just die. Women don't want a beta. If you become an alpha male, you can have a bunch of women. He has to be at least 6 feet, making 6 figures, and packing 6. There are no more modest women. They are all for the streets. Don't waste your time on them. Men only want one thing. All men are cheaters. I don't want a nice guy or a good man. They are all too weak. These women today give off too much masculine energy. There are no good men left. There are no good women left. Love. Why have you abandoned us? These are some of the things men and women are saying is wrong with modern dating today across all corners of the internet. Women feel like men have become feminine and they have to be more masculine to survive, while men believe it is impossible for women to be happy and satisfied, take accountability for their actions, and that they are led by hypergamy. It is all he said, she said. This is not to generalize that these are the thoughts of all men and women today, because there are still many people that still believe in love, both men and women, myself included. Instead of being on the he said, she said side, what I say is, why can't we just get along? I have always believed that music is one of the purest forms of emotion, connection, and creative expression of the heart and soul. When the music is good, it is imbued with the rhythm of our souls. But when it is bad, it creates a dissonance that distorts the connection that we have for one another. I never believe that a genre of music is quote unquote dead, but rather sleeping, hibernating, and lying dormant for its next resurgence and awakening. This is just my opinion, but currently most genres of music are at a lull and no good music is really being created. Good music and love are synonymous with each other, and the posed question of why has love abandoned us? That's because we abandoned good music. Marvin Gaye and Tammy Terrell sang about climbing high mountains, powering through low valleys, and taking on wide rivers just to get back to the person that they love. Today, our planes, trains, and ships conquer all of those minor obstacles. Yet, we don't show our significant others basic love, respect, loyalty, modesty, integrity, appreciation, and reciprocity. Today, love is lost and relationships disintegrate because too often do we make mountains out of molehills when we could be making everything much better by coming together, communicating, and figuring out the right course of action to rectify those minor inconveniences so that we can be able to grow together. More times than not, we create self-fulfilling prophecies that do compound those molehills into mountains. Yet when those mountains are formed, we don't step miles away from it and examine the entire landscape. We try to face it head on. We start climbing with no tools and no guide. And after about 20 to 40 feet, depending on the length and strength of the relationship, our hands can no longer find a solid grip down to the base of the mountain, unable to climb again, resulting in breakups and divorce. Today, there are more one-sided relationships than there were in the past. As we now live in such an individualistic society, people are focused more on taking care of their needs instead of building a partnership built on substance, reciprocation, and faith. People say that they have faith in their relationships, but once they are faced with that mountain, they look up and they can't see the peak. So they give up and don't even try. A prominent scripture in the Bible from Matthew chapter 27, verses 20 and 21 says, "And Jesus said unto them, Because of your unbelief, for verily I say unto you, if ye have faith as a grain of mustard seed, ye shall say unto this mountain, Remove hence to yonder place, and it shall remove, and nothing shall be impossible unto you." Today's relationships have so little faith, they don't even equate to the size of a mustard seed. It is important for us to get to at least that amount. That's small. Just think of what you could do in your relationships if you had even a little bit more faith than that within yourself, and more faith in your partner will grant a much greater reward. I know that I'm going to lose people at this point as I bring up God in the Bible, but I understand this and I'm okay with that. Those that want to be here will be here. But if you're still rocking with me through this and you're continuing to watch, then I rock with you. And if you're enjoying this video, give it a thumbs up. And I would love to hear your thoughts on love, relationships, and music as well. Both men and women complain that there is no reciprocity on behalf of their partners. Basically, many are living in one-sided relationships. A man has his specific roles as the head of the household and lover of his woman, and the woman has her specific roles as a respectable supporter, peacemaker, and helper. But both also have to be disciplined and have the autonomy to come together and share roles to build their bond so tight that nothing can make it come undone. I believe it to be true that a good man loves a woman 1,000 ways, but really it's a million ways of endless love on both parts, like Diana Ross and Lionel Richie implies. As the lyrics suggest, it is important that two hearts beat as one. Otherwise, there will always be discourse and discontent. I also believe that due to so many people turning away from Christianity and no longer putting God first in their relationships, it has caused people to feel a lack of meaning in said relationships, as they have found meaning in sex instead. Casey and JoJo's All My Life is a love song that demonstrates the importance of putting God first in your relationships, as it allows for the beauty of the relationship to flourish. I can personally say that putting God first in my relationship has allowed me to find an extraordinary love that this song portrays. I will always be an ambassador of love, romance, and marriage, as it is still as important today as it was in the past, no matter how many men today believe otherwise. I have heard that love became hard because sex became easy. Hookup culture has strangled and drowned love to the point where both men and women have separated love and sex to opposite sides of the house. It has gotten to the point where men expect sex to happen at the end of the third date, and women expect men to pay for everything. Talking with someone for 2 to 3 weeks isn't enough time to get to know someone well enough to be that vulnerable physically, intellectually, emotionally, spiritually, and sexually. Us men, we need to take our time to court, to chase, in order to make sure, beyond a shadow of a doubt, there's compatibility on all levels and we're equally yoked. We have gotten so wrapped up in the idea of eros, of sexual desire rather than romantic love, that we have discarded all of the other types of love for too long. Philia, storge, and agape loves are all important in our lives, and we need to bring them back into our lives again, especially agape love, because God has and always will love us, yet there are many of us who have lost their love for God. There are countless examples of love songs of the past that address philia, storge, and agape loves that today we have abandoned for too long and need to get back to within society. It is important for each person, no matter who you are, to have a heart-to-heart conversation with love, the same way that Music Soul Child did in his emotion-filled song titled Love, in which he directly addresses the concept of love and what it can teach us about ourselves and those around us. Whether it be addressing the topic of love for someone you have, who you've lost, or simply switching the word love with God, the song demonstrates the emotion and the connection that many of us have been lacking for a while. All across the internet, it's being reported more and more just how lonely people are getting these days. And it's not good. No family, no friends, no bonds of connection with people around you, no community. Where is the community? The sense of community and love for your neighbor has been abandoned. And the Black Eyed Peas song, Where is the Love, questions why that is and where has it gone. The iconic song expresses the lack of love for each other on a daily basis. We need to remove the hate so that love can once again shine through. I encourage you to become an ambassador of bringing love, kindness, and good music back into the world. And all it will take is 60 installments of $4.99. On a real note, the goal of this video and of rellsreals is to be a light in this dark and evil world.
It's an evil world we live in.
While hate and the isms have banded together to drive out love in all its forms, if we, humanity, banded together as one sound mind,
One band, one sound,
we can be the light of the earth that shines brighter than the sun. But it will take each and every one of us to accomplish this, because the darkness is scared of us locking arms together in solidarity and camaraderie. Because of many factors, love has abandoned us for a while now, but with our collective help, we can bring it back as we welcome it with open arms. Denzel Washington's character, Coach Boone, in Remember the Titans, said two things that has always stuck out to me. Look, I don't care if you're black, green, blue, white, or orange. I want all my defensive players on this side, all players going out for offense over here. As well as, if we don't come together right now on this hallowed ground, we too will be destroyed. And I don't want to see you, or you destroyed. So in your daily lives, let love and music live long. And until next time, I see you, you matter, and I love you. And I'll see you in the next one.